What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and today I want to talk about my Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales theory that Elizabeth will return. So I did another video that actually you guys really liked, I think, and so I decided to make another one. I want your feedback to any of the things I say. I want to have a conversation with you. I want to talk about how I believe Elizabeth is going to come back in Pirates 5. Now, this isn't a major theory as it kind of is looking into some of the rumors that have come about. It's not confirmed. It's far from confirmed. But the rumors and from what I've at least read online, and people have told me this too, and then I went to go look for it, is that Keira Knightley, Elizabeth Swann, is going to appear in the after credit scenes in Pirates 5. So that would, in my opinion, mean that she's back. I mean, it's stretching it to say Pirates 5, but she will be in the movie. She'll be in the after credits. I want to talk about more of why is that a possibility and why I think that can definitely happen. And I'm still not going to entirely spoil what I think is going to happen at the end of 5 and in 6. Tyler and I are still doing that video. It will come out before Pirates 5 comes out in general, where we'll talk about the ending of 5 and what we think Pirates 6, if it happens, which I personally believe, and for multiple reasons that I've wrote down in the comments of the Barbosa and the trailer analysis of why I think Pirates 6 will happen. So, why would it make sense for Elizabeth to be back? Well, it makes a lot of sense, actually. For the first thing, again, without spoiling too much of the other video, but we'll go more in depth in it, so I'll talk a little bit about it. I believe Salazar is the main villain of Pirates 5 and 6. I do not think he's going to die at the end of 5. I think they're pulling a Davy Jones, and I think he's the main villain for Dead Men Tell No Tales and whatever 6 is called. So I think he stays. What I think even more is that the stakes are going to be very high by the end of this movie. I think a lot of things are going to happen in this movie, and if you just look at the kind of villain he is and the power he possesses, with him having an undead army, he can't die, he's out to kill all pirates, this and that. It makes a lot of sense that Elizabeth would return just actually based off of that alone. She is the Pirate King, and it's a way for them to bring back all of the pirates that they introduced in Pirates at World's End, with like the Brethren Court. I think it's very possible that the Brethren Court could come back in Pirates 6. Maybe some of the same actors, who knows. But for Elizabeth to be the leader of that group of pirates, like really the only group of pirates, for her to be the leader, she stands a lot to lose in having all the pirates die. Because again, as we know, Salazar's goal is to kill all pirates. And I do think he's going to accomplish a lot of that goal in this movie. I think it'll make a point to show him killing off as many pirates as they can do. Just his ship tearing apart other pirate ships. I'm sure they'll show that just to kind of drive through the message that he is out to kill everyone. So it makes sense that she would have to come back to reunite the Brethren Court. This, in a way, has already happened for Pirates 3 when Beckett had the heart of Davy Jones and he was ordering him to basically just tear up all the pirates he could possibly get to and destroy them. And so this happened in 3, and then so they had to reunite the Brethren Court. Jack was dead. And so, again, it makes sense. With her being the leader, she is the one who would need to form the court again. So it would be her main job. So that's one reason. Second reason is Will is back. And, there's two sides to this, too. There's the acting-wise, and there's the actual character. So let's talk about, literally Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann, and then we'll go into the actual actors. So Will is back, as we know. I mean, he's captaining the Flying Dutchman. His job is what Davy Jones' job was. But what we know of this movie is his son, Henry, is going to be looking for him and trying to reunite them. So just based off of the plot of that, you'd have to think that if the son is going after Will, and he will find him, obviously, he finds Jack, and Jack will probably bring him to Will. So we know that Henry is most likely going to meet Will and reunite, father and son kind of thing. Well, then doesn't it make a lot of sense for Elizabeth to kind of be in the background? She at least would need to know that Henry is doing what he's doing. unless, they pull a story of like he ran away from her and they haven't seen each other in a long time. But it's possible. I mean, she's very powerful, and you have to think she has been out on the sea in this time, like also doing things. We don't know what, but you'd have to think like her character-wise, Elizabeth. She's been doing things, and she has to know things too. You'd have to assume she's made contacts. She would know these kind of things. So just from the fact that like Will comes back, like in between 3 and 5, he's just gone. It makes a lot of sense that he's just disappeared. He comes back every 10 years. He obviously they had a kid together, and then he gets to see the kid when Henry was 10 years old. That was at the end of Pirates 3. So this has happened. Like, Will has been gone for a long time, and now he's back. But more to that point is he's breaking the rules of what they've laid on for Davy Jones. Is he's coming back, but he's not coming back for his once every 10 years thing. He's coming back and breaking the law to help Jack, help Barbossa, help whoever fight Salazar, as you can tell from when he starts to change into like the fish kind of monster thing. That only happens when you break the rules, and so he has to, obviously that's the reason why. So he's come out, which means it's possible like Elizabeth could know that, because he could be in trouble. You never know. He could die. If you stab his heart, you take over the Flying Dutchman. So it's possible that she hears about that. And then really the final reason, other than like the fact that I think they're setting up 6 for another, in a way, a war, which Tyler and I will definitely go more into and what will happen. And and I think it makes a lot of sense. Like if Barbossa does die, that's a person of the Brethren Court that's gone. So Elizabeth would know if Barbossa died. You'd have to think she knows if any of the pirates died. She has to kind of watch over them, at least know where, not really where they are, but know where they stand, because they each have the 9 pieces of 8. Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom obviously took off Pirates 4. They were done after Pirates 3. Their story arc wrapped up, and they were finished. And Orlando Bloom has said that like he really respects and really loves working with Johnny Depp, and so that's what really brought him back to Pirates 5. And you'd have to think that Keira Knightley, I don't think any of them were fed up with the franchise. I never heard any massive conspiracies of how they were treated on set, or like working conditions or anything like that. I would assume like they had enjoyed their time working. It just kind of ended, and it's like they want to do different things. It makes it makes a lot of sense. You got to let actors, a lot of actors and actresses, do that on TV shows and on movies. So it's been a long time since Pirates 3. It's been 9 years. So Keira Knightley has had a lot of time to, spread her wings and act and do other roles, be somebody other than Elizabeth Swann. But it makes a lot of sense that she could come back. Like, there's no reason why not. She didn't have to film too much for Pirates 5. Like I said, I think it's going to be a 30-second thing at the end of the movie. At the end credit scene, you'll see her. So she wouldn't have to do much for that. And then she would film Pirates 6. And more to that point, here's the final thing. Here's really the final thing. Pirates 6 is it. Some people think Pirates 5 is the last one. I think Pirates 6 is the last one. But when I say that, Pirates 6 is it. This mega franchise, I think it's over after the 6th movie. Now, whether they take a couple years off and they kind of reboot it, not really reboot it, but continue the story, but just with the younger cast, like have a whole new cast of characters, Johnny Depp, Jack Sparrow, no more. Barbossa, nope. Will Turner, no. Elizabeth Swann, no. That I'm almost positive they will try and do that. At least try, and if the movie sucks, then they go from there. Because this is a multi-billion-dollar movie franchise. You don't let those walk. You just don't. You don't let Star Wars walk. You don't let Pirates walk. You just don't. But even with that, like I said, I think Pirates 6 is it with this cast. Like after 6, this cast is done. So I would be even more positive that many of the former cast members would come back for Pirates 6. All the cast members that they've kind of dropped off after Pirates 3, when they kind of did a soft reboot and had, the Priest and Mermaid and all of them in 4, and they left out like all of Jack's crew, all of like the very strong supporting characters of Pirates 1, 2, and 3 that they just let go. And so I wouldn't be surprised at all if they came back for Pirates 6, because it really is the end. And it's cool bringing back supporting characters, but wouldn't it be even cooler if Elizabeth Swann came back? That would be epic. This is the last movie, and just in like the politics of movies and what we like know movies and TV shows try and do. Like TV shows, they tend to bring people back. They tend to bring people back for the last seasons. They tend to bring people back for the last episode. Movies do it for the last movie in a franchise. Like that's just commonplace in movies, television, things like that. And so why not bring back Elizabeth? Why not have Keira Knightley film one more? Like, it's not going to kill her. I'm sure she enjoyed doing the first 3. It's not like she's not going to get paid well. I'm sure she'll get paid well. So I think that she can come back. And I think it would be really, really cool if she did come back. And like I said, I do predict that, like, from the rumors we hear, she is going to be at the end of Pirates 5, which means she will be in Pirates 6. If she's at the end of 5, she's in 6. And so that really like puts the end of that, to my opinion. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Elizabeth is coming back? Do you think it makes sense for Elizabeth to come back? And how do you think they're going to position her to come back? I think, everything needs to start to make sense. I think 5, Dead Men Tell No Tales is a really big step forward for the movie franchise. And I think, like, I want things to work, and I want deep storylines. So if Elizabeth comes back, I want it to make like complete sense. Like, oh yeah, obviously she'll come back. So how do you think they'll bring her back? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to Podcast Now, our YouTube channel, for more content. Make sure you like this video and share it. I know you guys love these videos and you like watching them, and I love talking to you guys who have opinions on Pirates. It's a fantastic film franchise. Can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this theory. So stay tuned for more. Like I said, we're going to have really the final major theory video where we're going to talk about what Pirates 5 will be and what Pirates 6 will be. We're going to do that before the movie comes out. If there's any, like the next major trailer, I'll have an analysis on it, and this won't be the last Pirates video for sure. So thank you guys for watching all these, and I'll see you on the next video.